Hi, I'm Slim. Let's build some shit. Today I'm going to put a door in where there once was a door. So come on, let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright, this is what I'm talking about right here. There used to be a door here, we can tell by the hinges, and there was a place for the latch. Now there isn't one. So I measured it, found it was 36 by 80. 80 is the standard size for a door, so it was 36, so I was able to just go down and pick one up at the local store, and I'm going to install it right now. Alright, this is our lovely door right here. I got some hinges, I've got a door latch they call a lock set, and I'm going to put that all together. We already have the sections, we already have the measurements actually for each of the hinges to go. I just have to mortise them out, actually cut out a little bit so that the thickness of the hinge doesn't interfere with the door. Also on the latch side, I will need to cut a little bit of an angle so as the door closes, it doesn't catch on the jamb. And it's about 3 to 5 degrees depending on how your saw cuts. And I'm going to do that right now. Alright, so I measured the doorway and found out that my door was just a little bit too tall. So first of all, I just need to shave a little bit off the bottom. So what I like to do is use a couple of clamps and my 4-foot level so that I can put a nice guide for my skill saw. That way, I can cut a nice straight line. Alright, now that I've cut it to length, I measured my width, adjusted the angle on my saw, and now I'm going to cut the angle on the inside here on the latch side. Also, I marked it, the top on the inside, so that when I put my door on, I know that my angle is going in the right direction. Now I'm going to cut it. As you can see, I cut the angle to the inside. This is to the inside, so as the door closes, it can clear the jamb. Right, now that I've got the angle cut and the door cut to size, I can put it in the opening. I've got my hinges here, and since we already have a place where the hinges go, I just used a handy dandy piece of blue tape. I'm going to put the door in place, push my hinges in, and then I will mark how deep the hinges go into the mortise joint already, so that I can just transfer that over my door. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright, I put a couple shims underneath so I could shim the door into place. There, it's up into our opening. And it's about the height. I got some shims so that I know how high I want it. So I just put tape here on my hinge and I just slide it into the joint until it stops. Take my pencil, mark that, and that shows me how far I can put in, drill my holes to hook up my hinge. Alright, so here's the line that I have on my blue tape. Here are the 2 lines that I've marked for each of my hinge placement. And now all I have to do is line my line up here between my 2 lines, and that should be where my hinge goes. And I just mark it with my pencil, mark where my screws are going to go, and we're all good. Then all I have to do is drill those out to keep my centers even, and then I'll use a razor blade and a chisel to chisel that out about the thickness of that right there. And what I need to do here is just trace it with the razor blade. So we end up with a nice tight outline. Alright, now we've got the hinges in, they're mortised, they're all lined up, I drilled all the holes, and we're ready to screw it in. And after that, then we just have to put in the lock set. Alright, now that we have the hinges installed, we can work on the lock set. So what I've done is taken the existing plate, drawn a line on each side of it, found the center, and then I drew a nice level line, and I will use that with the template that comes with the lock set to line that up and drill some holes. Alright, now comes the fun part. I've laid out where the lock set needs to go. It's 2 3/8 inch back. Measured out the center here and the center over here, and I drilled a couple holes, one going all the way through, so that when I use my big hole saw, I can start on this side, get about halfway through, drill on this side so that it makes a nice clean opening. Because if you drill all the way through with this, as these teeth come through, it's going to score up the outside and possibly make a hole bigger than you want. So you want to just start at one side, finish going through from the other side. And there we go. Makes a nice mark. Cooperating with me. All right, as you can see, that took a little bit of doing, but now that we've got the lock set installed, hinges all ready to go, and it closes right up. A little light sanding on the edge is all it took to kind of just make this nice and finished. Hit it with a coat of paint, and you're good to go. But that's it for me, and I'll see you next time on Slim Build Some Shit. We'll tackle something else around the house, or maybe some automotive stuff. All right. Yeah, I like that.